I want to show you how you can have more than 12 outputs when you're using return tracks for audio routing in Ableton Live. And in fact, how you can have an unlimited amount of audio outputs while still using return tracks in Ableton Live. Now, for many years, I've used return tracks as a way to group audio for live performance. There's some really great benefits. I'll link to a tutorial below. It saves my routings as I build my sets. Number two, just cleans up my interface, hides it, makes it look nice. And number three, I get a master volume fader for each of my songs. So I can go to song one, adjust level, song two, adjust level, and I still get my output and separations for each of my songs, which is awesome. But when I talk about return tracks, I basically hear three responses or three comments consistently for the years I've talked about this. Number one, this is amazing. I do this too. Thanks for sharing this. You're welcome. Number two, I wish Ableton would give us more than 12 outputs. I agree with you. Ableton, if you're watching or listening, give us unlimited amounts of return tracks. That would be great. And number three is I can't do this because I need more than 12 outputs. I like the idea of return tracks. Thank you so kindly, Will, for sharing this tutorial, but I can't use it because I need more than 12 outputs. Well, there's two main concepts I want to share with you today that will break that mindset for you, help you understand you can have as many outputs as you need. The first concept is this. Yes, we're limited to 12 return tracks. That sucks. I agree with you. But a return track can be routed to a mono output or a stereo output. For example, if you look at my return tracks here, the way they're set up in this set, I have drums loops going to 1 and 2, bass going to 3, 4, guitars going to 5, 6, piano keys 7, 8, pad synth 9, 10, effects impacts 11, 12, BGVs 13, 14, aux 15, 16. I'm already beyond 12 outputs because return tracks can be mono or stereo outputs. So if you think about if you use all 12 return tracks, that gives you 24 outputs. So if you're thinking, I can't use return tracks because we need stereo groups or everything, you probably can. If you could get your groupings down to 12 or less groupings, you're perfectly fine. Make those stereo outputs, you have 24. Concept number one, and that's huge. Concept number two is I don't route everything to a return track. In fact, if you've watched some old content of mine, you probably saw me routing click and cues and slates and stuff to a return track. That's something I've changed, and I've changed so that I can free up return tracks. And in fact, if you look at my setup here, or if you've looked at any of my template walkthrough videos that I've posted recently, you'll see I actually dedicate 4 of my return tracks. I sacrifice 4 of my return tracks for utilities. Number one is a monitor mix, headphone bus. Number two is tone for LifeSign when I'm using iConnectivity gear. And then my LTC render bus left and right. So I'm using up 4 return tracks. But here's why I'm okay with that. I treat return tracks as groupings and everything else that doesn't need to be grouped per song as what I call a global programming track. So for example, if I hide my return tracks here for a second and we walk through our set starting at the top, click track is the first audio related thing, the thing that's going to generate sound in any form or fashion in my set. And that is a global programming track, meaning I just route it once to a specific output. And it doesn't need to go to a return track. That click track is consistent across every song. So if I open my return tracks again, let's see, we left off at 18, output 18. I'm just going to pick 19 because that's the next thing I have on my Play Audio 2U. So we'll choose 19 for click. Cues is going to be 20, same thing. So my cues track is going to be a independent output there. Song title slate, I'm going to send that out of the same output as cues. There's 20. LTC 100% needs to be something different. So let's make it our final output here and see if we can remember this. We'll make this output 24 on our interface. So now we have 21, 22, 23, 3 outputs left. Let's see if there's anything else we need to route here. 911 vocal, this is a in case of emergency vocal. We'll route this to 21. That gives us 2 extra. Let's see what we could do. We could do reference track if we need that reference vocal for rehearsal. Let's do that. Let's make this 22, and then let's make this one 23. All right. And with that, I have used up all of the outputs on my Play Audio 2U. I'm using my headphone output for my headphone bus. If we go here, you can see monitor mix is, actually let's change it. It says 17, 18 now. Let's actually make it our headphone output, and that frees up some buses for us. So let's go in our preferences here, output config. I didn't intend to do this, but why not? If I've got it, I might as well use it, right? 25, 26, this actually frees up more output. So I think we can use all 24 here, which is great. So let's make this, instead of 17 and 18, let's make this 25, 26. And then that frees up 17 and 18. Let's do this. Let's make our reference track 17 and 18, make that stereo. And then I think we have a free track left over that I'm probably not going to use for this, but that's amazing, right? I've got 24 outputs using the Play Audio 2U, using my return tracks. I have all the utilities that I had set up before. It's pretty amazing. So that's a look at how you can have more than 12 outputs when using return tracks. If you want a full walkthrough of my template and what I am currently using on stage, click the link below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.